YTZ stands for it's brought back and again with you. And sorry for the weird setup. My desk is currently cluttered up, so I'm having to use my keyboard for now to do the video with. And yes, the headset. So sorry about this. Now, episode 1 and 2 of Skyfall. The reason why I haven't uploaded the first one on its own is because I wanted to do it on its basic, both together, because it was first part and second part. So I will warn you that if you haven't seen the second part yet, then there should be a blank screen at some point when I've finished the first part of the video, and that will be that'll have like a little warning on it to say that you'll have the spoilers of part 2. So yeah. So if you don't want to go to part 2 yet, you haven't even got the chance to watch it, you can just pause video when I've put the disclaimer up and to say that it's on the second part. So the return of the Master was a key point, apparently. Now, I thought with the 12th Doctor's Missy, basically, she died in that episode, and basically she got killed by her old self, her last incarnation of herself. So, him, her, whatever. And we have the machine which the Master had created to make big people into little statuey things, into them little things. I thought it was a neat idea, and I thought it was a bit daft at first, but I thought they would have brought out him having a sonic device, maybe not a shrinking device, but a shrinking device is, taken up to the next level. It's different. I like it. I think characters should make a toy of that, because it's got sound effects and it's got light on it. So I think Character Options should make that and sell it, because it's not very often we get other people's weaponries. Like, we've got the Jadoon scanner and the Master's laser. We've got the nano recorder, and of course we've got the Journal of Impossible Things and psychic paper, and so much things like the fob watch as well. It would be nice to see the Master's gadget come into a toy form from Character Options. Speaking of Character Options, there will be new figures released at some point this year, hopefully. We do have the 13th, sorry, the 13th Doctor, but we don't have the others yet. Speaking of the 13th, I think that character is going to release a tuxedo version of the 13th Doctor, so that'll be different. It's nice to see that we've got an older villain back into Doctor Who. In fact, Peter Capaldi, the actor who played the Doctor, if you didn't know, well, you probably know because you watched Doctor Who. Or if you don't watch Doctor Who and you just started to watch it, then Peter Capaldi was the 12th Doctor, and he did not know that there was this another Master. I thought it was literally there and then over. And then, of course, the plot twist when he reveals as the Master, and there was hints, and I didn't get it at the time. I'm sorry about the camera quality. Sorry, I can't record over there yet because I've still got to move things over. I've been sorting my room out. All my boxes have gone up to the loft. But more on that later. TARDIS, however, has been updated, as you can tell. Well, you can't really tell. It's been updated. It's got a few more gizmos on it now, so yeah. Anyways, that's another video for another day. However, it's random that how can I put it? It's random how the spy gear has laser shoes. Sorry, I was thinking about when Graham was in them. Spoilers. Basically, we had the laser shoe things, which was actually pretty funny. if you watch the second part. And as for the cuffs, the rocket launcher cuffs, neat idea, but I thought it would, do burn damage or something. The fact that we had Stephen Fry and he got assassinated by, we're not going to say yet because that's on the second part, because it gets revealed later on in the story, or episode, what shall I say. Who was an agent, Q I think it was, and it's also, the first thing I see is the TARDIS. Let me borrow this one. Spoilers, this is the 5th Doctor's TARDIS, because it comes with the 5th Doctor. Alright, say the 13th Doctor. TARDIS, yeah? Has it on car ramps, like hydraulic car ramps, from a MOT vehicle workshop thing. MOT vehicle warehouse and body shop to do repairs. Now, this kind of threw me off a little bit, where there was conduits and pipes and things dangling from the bottom half of the TARDIS. It was kind of disappointing because it kind of spoils the illusion for me. I don't know if it's just one of these things where I can't get used to the fact that the TARDIS has like secrets inside the base, but links up to like different rooms, and yet the rooms are literally, say that side of the room is the library, and here is the console, obviously, and she has to link them and stuff. It's so random, and yet everything's so compact. It's like really confusing. I found it funny at first, and then I realised it kind of spoiled the illusion for me. And with that, it kind of just put me down for a second, thinking, no, I can't do with that. But however, the fact that the car does a literal Knight Rider, if you don't know what Knight Rider is, kit, kit, Michael Knight's car, if you don't know, Google it. It basically pulled out a Knight Rider thing, basically, where the car just takes full control because it got hijacked. So, now, however, I will say, for these 2 episodes, I think it's better than the last series, touch wood for now, because we've got a plot twist, we're starting to get used to the Doctor slightly, we're still gonna find out what she likes, but we also found out the conflict towards the end, and for me, when I found out the bad news about Gallifrey, it kind of disappointed me, because Gallifrey was a home to the Doctor, aka the Time Lord, or Time Lady, what you want to call it. So, anyways, this is the first part review. Overall, what I think of the first part, I think it was pretty good. It's better than Series 11 by far, and we've got to see more of the TARDIS, like with the stairs and the coral section on the top, and of course the columns having a major upgrade, which I like. They have removed the Gallifreyan text around the border of the floor, unfortunately. I did like that because it reminded me of the spinning the thingy on top of the Time Rotor of the 11th and 12th Doctor's TARDIS, which kind of reminded me of that, and they have removed it. Okay, so this is the first part over and done with. And you have come to part 2. So this is part 2 of the Spyfall episode. The fact that the Master has been turned against himself, basically, let's put it bluntly. The TARDIS, we get to see the 13th Doctor go up the stairs. We didn't see much of the archway, but we did see Gallifrey in its battle damage stage. Like, it was empty, like, completely, like, with the globe and everything broken. It was like glass ball that shattered, and it was disappointing towards the end, because that was the Doctor's home. And speaking of Doctor's Sorry. Speaking of the Doctor's home, she does a tenth Doctor quote from Voyager of the Damned. I can't repeat because the Lannon because I can't pronounce things properly. The fact that that we found out that the Master did it because he found out the reasons for Gallifrey to be betraying people, well, Gallifreyans. And we don't know yet, so maybe next episode we will find out what happened, or we'll get a new storyline or something. I've got a feeling though that the Master will return because I can't see him being trapped forever like the Doctor did, because he'll one day probably think of something. Now, the fact that the Master had his own TARDIS was surprising, and the chameleon circuit working. And for me, I didn't get used to the control centre of his room because it was too boxy. I'd liked it to be a bit more, grey and silver and less glass looking, more steampunky, like he built it himself, like the Third Doctor when he built the TARDIS in Unit HQ. So, yeah. I will point out, however, that Graham with his laser shoes dancing away was pretty funny because it reminded me when what was it? When it was stop. I've got stutters now. It's like standing on top of something really, really hot and you're trying to cool yourself down or put the fire out or something. It reminded me of that. I was having a bit of a manty panty moment and it was funny. However, the comedian, I forgot his name, but the comedian who played the villain, who could track Yaz, Ryan and Graham down, the comedian was kind of struck about the outcome of the storyline, and it was on the news in Google. So, yeah. What do I think of the episode? I think it was okay. We had a bit of more of a understanding of what was going on in the second part. Put these two parts together to make a 2-hour episode. I think that it was a brilliant episode. It was way better than the Series 11. Now, we did get a sneak peek of the new monster alien coming into the next episode, which is on Sunday, 7 o'clock. I'm thinking it's like a Solivine. So we're probably getting a Solivine back, probably. Fingers crossed, because we don't really get them storylines no more. The only time we get Solivines is from the Surgeon Adventures and about 1 or 2 Doctor Who episodes. Actually, 1. From what I can recall, it's been in 1 episode in Doctor Who for now. So it'll be nice to see them return. What would also be nice to return is the old companions, like the gang from Surgeon Adventures, like Luke, Clyde, Rani. See if they would return, because they have their own, let's just say, they control Mr. Smith, let's put it like that, and they're more of a investigation team undercover. So if they'll bring that back, then it'll be nice to see an episode with like a crossover feature coming into. Now, overall, I want your guys' opinion. Did you like the episode? Did you think it was alright, or did you not watch it? If you didn't watch it, I would recommend you watch it. Like, for those people who don't even like Doctor Who, just watch it. Just see what you think about it. It sounds off at first, but just get used to it. You'll get used to it. So that's all I've got to say now. However, I did like the part when the Doctor was speaking to. It reminded me of Blink or Don't Blink, and Sally Sparrow was had a copy of the DVD that she liked, and it had like these Easter eggs that she only knows about. And the 10th Doctor was talking about it, and her probably boyfriend, I can't remember now, wrote the scripts for the Doctor to read out. It was a bit like that. It reminded me of that episode, and it was like back, a flashback to that day when that episode was out. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Overall ratings of the episode, it was about 9 out of 10. The problem with me is I wasn't really the fan of the TARDIS, but I like the idea of the Master getting his own spaceship back, or machine, or well, it's not technically a machine, it's a living thing, so I would say time machine. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and of course subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below that you have subscribed and liked. And also, if this video gets to about, I don't know how many likes it's probably gonna get. If this gets to about 12 likes, maybe 13, if I'm lucky, I will do a TARDIS console showcase because it's been updated ever since the trailer I did. So, yes. Anyways, Alonzo.